Hey everybody, Matumbo here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are playing some more Historic here on Magic Arena. And what we're doing is we are going to look at one of the cards that we played in our deck from yesterday. We're going to see if that has a place in a true aggro shell. We're just going to see if we can expand on how it performed yesterday and just see if it really is as impressive as we thought it was. So real quick though, before we hop into today's deck, as always, want to just remind everybody, if you enjoy the channel and the video, please hit that subscribe button, that like button. Please check out all the cool links down in the description below. And also let us know in the comments what you want to see in a future video. And with that being said, real quickly, also before we hop into today's deck, we hit 5,000 subscribers. Holy moly, everyone. I cannot thank everyone enough for helping to grow this channel. It has been so awesome to see the community grow. It really warms my heart knowing that, you know, all of you are enjoying the content that I'm putting out. You know, you constantly are coming back to watch and leave comments and interact, and it is just, it's so incredible. You know, especially knowing that we've really only been doing this for like 6 months, essentially, pretty close to that. And we've already hit this major milestone. That is just so amazing to me. I want to keep making content for everybody. I just want people to enjoy it. We may not always stick with Magic, you know, it may be something we branch off to something different in the future. I'm not saying that we're changing right now or anything. I'm just saying it's always a possibility. But the fact that we're just growing this amazing community just really means a lot to me. So thank you everybody for just hanging out, having a good time. And you know what Bill and Ted may say to, you know, they say, you know, be excellent to each other. That has never been as important as it is now in today's time. So thank you, just thank you so much. We are going to hop into today's deck, but right after we tell you about our new Patreon, or a patron, Tyler Warren. Thank you so much for joining. Again, we are also going to be doing a giveaway soon, so please stay tuned on the details for that. It will be sponsored by our good friends at Nerdhalla. So thank you so much to Nerdhalla once we get all the details there sorted out. And also, let's hop into today's decks. Just be on the lookout for that giveaway. I want everybody to be involved in it. So, all right, let's hop into 12 land aggro. So 12 land aggro, we are playing 10 swamps and 2 castle Locktwains, and that's it. We're just gonna hope to draw our lands and win the game, right? No. There's something a little bit different, obviously. Since we got Zendikar Rising, we got these modal cards that one half's a spell, one half's a land, so we're playing 12 of those also. But this is kind of taking we are kind of like playing around with the shuffler in a sense, because with best of one it's a little different than best of three. With best of one on the background, what it does is it actually, they came out and said this a long time ago, but what it does is it shuffles, it gives you 2 hands, and it's going to give you the better hand. So we are trying to take advantage of that a little bit with this deck by playing less land and playing some of these modal double-faced cards. So, but yeah, let's just really hop into the cards. Let's just see what we're playing. So this is just a black aggro shell. We're just trying to kill our opponent as quickly as possible. So we have 4 copies of Dread Wanderer. It's just a 2/1 1 mana spell. We have Knight of the Ebon Legion, a staple pretty much in every just black or vampire deck. This is just a really powerful card overall. It's a 1/2 for 1, grows every turn. It's really good. We have 8 1-drops. We also have a Malakar Rebirth. This is a card that's going to allow us to protect our creatures if we need to. It'll essentially says when a creature dies, it's going to get returned back to the battlefield tapped under the owner's control. So this is also one of our land cards essentially. But if we need to use the actual spell side or the land side, we're really not caring. We're utilizing it however we can. We do have 4 copies of Thoughtseize, again, because with aggressive decks, you do want to kind of interrupt them. You want to make sure they're not hitting their mass removal or their combo pieces. 4 copies of Gifted Aetherborn, 2 mana, 2/3 Death Touch with Lifelink. Really good. Good against aggro, good against burn, good against It's just a good blocker overall. It's good against big creatures because it has Death Touch. And here's the card, the other card that we hit on yesterday from Zendikar Rising. Skyclave Shade, 2 mana, 3/1, can't block. But it has landfall. If it's in the graveyard and it's your turn, you play a land, you actually get to recast it. So this card we're hoping to just kind of get in there with. Again, it does have 3 power for 2 mana. So we are kind of really hoping to really just honestly, I think ideally what we want to do is play this on 2, and then on turn 3, cast Demonic Embrace on it. Then we have a 5/2 flying creature that is just going to be getting in every turn. And if they kill it, then we landfall, recast it, and then we can always recast Demonic Embrace, because Demonic Embrace says you can cast Demonic Embrace from your graveyard by paying 3 life and discarding a card. So this is also a recurable spell that we can just keep recasting. We have 4 copies of Rotting Redisar. Again, 3 mana, 7/6. That is pretty ridiculous. Everybody used to think in Hearthstone that a 4 mana 7/7 was broken. Well, a 3 mana 7/6, pretty ridiculous. It does have a drawback of discarding a card every turn, but if you really think about it, we can discard these Skyclaves and then recast them. So really good synergy there. 4 copies of Murderous Rider. Again, we want to be able to kill creatures, planeswalkers, and then also have a backup as a lifelinking creature. We have Agadeem's Awakening. This is also a land. This is one of the Bolt lands, so it's going to deal 3 damage if we want it untapped. But it also has an X spell. Could potentially recur a bunch of creatures from our graveyard if need be, if the game goes that long. We have Hagra Mauling. This is going to allow us to destroy a creature. It costs 1 less if our opponent doesn't have any basic lands. That's probably never going to happen, but it is a 4 mana kill spell if we need it, or it counts as a land. And then lastly, 4 copies of Phyrexian Obliterator, because mono black, you want Obliterator, 5/5 for 4. Got trample. Whenever a source deals damage to it, that source's controller is going to sacrifice that many permanents. So hopefully we go against like a crazy big green deck or something. And this is really typically good against like burn decks. But again, they deal damage to it. It's like this brick wall they can't get through. If they can't kill it for exactly 5 and they don't have enough permanents to actually recover from that, the game's just going to be over. So really, Obliterator is probably one of those bombs that just should probably not exist in Historic, but it does. So all right, and again, here's our 12 land, 10 swamps, 2 castles, and that is it. Let's try to just go over the top of our opponents. And again, thank you everybody for 5,000. I can't wait until we hit another 5,000. We're at 10, but for right now, I'm so blessed to have everybody on board. Thank you so much. So let's hop into this gameplay and see how we do. We will see you all at the wrap up. All right, well, can we do 12 lands in a deck and be successful with it? We're going to try out this 12 land aggro deck. Obviously, there are more lands in the deck than the 12. We do have access to potentially 22 lands per se, but only 12 of them are actually lands. So we do need an opponent, though, to hop into our game. People are seeing the lack of lands and the lack of threats, and they're afraid, so. Is low. How low is low? All right, well, we're 2 lands here. I think we can probably keep this. All right, so we can do cast out. How quick can we race? Mind Stone turns into a cast out, turns into Teferi. I mean, as of right now, they don't have the double blue. Wow, and they drew a Baffling End. Are you kidding me? Pretty crazy. Oh no, cancel. That was almost really bad. That was almost real bad. Alright, well. We're trying to race. We do have a little bit of recursion here if they do happen to draw Wrath against us. So I think a Thoughtseize would have been the best draw there. Can't believe they drew a Baffling in though. So they might have to take a draw here with the Mind Stone, but they don't. Still not double blue. They can play Teferi and then draw and then hope. Or they could play Teferi and tuck and buy themselves a turn, but if they do, we have the play for them. Oh, Cycle Sensor. They're just going to dig. Okay. Yep. Ooh, Islo. Sorry about that, my friend. But, not gonna lie, that Baffling end off the top, almost, I feel like, almost got you there. Alright, well. Game 2. It's time. Make sure you are getting that hydration in as constantly as possible. Make sure you're getting up throughout the day. You know, taking breaks. While it is fun to game as much as possible, it's not responsible to game without any breaks. So make sure you're getting up, going for walks, getting some fresh air, get the blood flowing. Right. Oh, I feel like this should be the final boss, not round 2, the Grandmaster. We get to go first. I mean, yeah, we're gonna keep this. This seems pretty decent. Pretty decent hand. I mean, I wish we could kick it on turn 2 for 5 mana. Lotus Cobra. Oh, we would be irresponsible if we didn't kill that. Very irresponsible. All right, Uro is coming down. Extra lands. Here we go. I wonder if they have an elf to back this up. They do have an elf. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy how they always have? They have the elf when they need it. Yeah, Obliterator's really good. This is a card that I really don't feel like should be in Historic, along with other cards that are in anthologies. And don't get me wrong, I love the card, but does it deserve to be, or should it be in Historic? Absolutely not. Alright, well. Reef, coming down. That's kind of scary, not gonna lie. See what happens. I mean, I want to kill one of these, but at the same time, if they want to... Alright, Uro is going to get him a little bit of life to stay alive. right, so we have. We shouldn't have played that land. Should have held back. All right, so we're gonna set a stop set here during our upkeep. I'm imagining they're gonna play Uro. I don't know what they're gonna do once they play Uro. Craterhoof Behemoth. We lose? I think we're at 2 or 3. Yep. Yep, good game. Not gonna lie, I did not expect Craterhoof Behemoth there, but I'm glad we played a giant Rotting Regisaur to soak up that damage. That was a little intimidating. Scared us a little bit. So I do want to kind of reiterate why this deck is viable, or a deck with, you know, only 12 lands. And it's not because we're playing the flip cards. Best of 1 is different than best of 3. So with best of 1, what it does is it will, in the background, you're not obviously going to see this, but it shuffles and it draws 2, and it might even be more than 2, but I think it's two hands, and it's going to give you the hand that is better suited for your deck. So if you're playing not a lot of lands, it's going to try to give you 1 to 2 lands minimum. We want to play this first because it comes into play tapped. Also, we don't have a 1-drop to play here. So, I mean, we don't hate the fact that we didn't have a 1-drop, but we'll probably kill any Elf Lord they play. Yeah, especially that one. Get in. Maybe they double block. In an ideal world, right? So ideally, we want to draw a land here, an untapped land. Play Phyrexian Obliterator. God, Collected Company is just such a beating. Could be worse. That could have been a lot worse. Alright, well. Fortunately, we have to play that. Play more Death Touch creatures. So this is going to be a really hard matchup for us to win. Their aggressiveness is just going to exponentially grow, whereas we're just trying to play on curve and, I mean, kind of do fair things. But you could see how they're just going to, they're going to gain so much advantage here. Your creatures are just going to be so large. And there's going to be so many of them. God, that's so crazy. 4 mana taps for 6 mana. We have. What do you have that costs 6? You gonna activate the Shepherd? I mean, that's fine. We're not attacking anymore. So the problem here is this Shepherd is going to just going to deal so much damage to us. They just hit us all at once, and then we die before the sacrifice triggers even happen. Everything will be a 5/5, and then it'll be pumped 1, 2 additional times. So everything will be a minimum 7/7. So 7/7 Llanowar Elves, Archdruid, Visionary. So Demonic Embrace was actually kind of a good draw. But we have to be able to live through a swing. And I think we can. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So we block the biggest creatures. We're gonna take 4 of it's gonna come through. 4 times 7, 28. That's so much damage. I don't think we can. My math might be wrong, but I don't think it is. Maybe it was right to just to kick the Skyclave. Oh my gosh. Oh, they only hit for 1. But it's a Fierce Empath. So, yeah, we're dead next turn. Yep, we're dead. Might be dead this turn, actually. We're dead this turn. Yep, good game. So in the long run, it did not matter. There's absolutely no point in blocking anything. Everything's got trample. -77. And then we gained life. -71. Get wrecked, elves. Get wrecked. Elves are just so hard to beat. Especially with a deck that just does not play mass removal. But we don't want to be playing mass removal because it kills our creatures. So can we keep a no-land hand and actually be successful with it? We're gonna try it. Our opponent is probably on mono red, seeing as how they have the lightning bolt sleeves. These are, like, honestly, some of the coolest sleeves. They really, really are. Oh, look at that. I was right. Mono red. I mean, you're not going to do anything here. So. Get in for some damage. You know you're not blocking. All right. Ooh, Robber the Rich and Annax. Those are two pretty good hits. Fortunately for us, though, we are going to drop down our friend, the Obliterator, who is really good against mono red. So we will get in. This will grow both of our knights. I feel like that's going to be pretty important in the upcoming turns. Annax probably comes out. Okay, I'm surprised at that. Oh, okay, both of them. Sometimes I forget about Runaway Steamkin's secondary ability. Oh, you're gonna get in for one. That was actually a pretty good draw. We can attack. I don't think they'll block. I don't think they'll trade their Annex. So I think we're just going to say go. This Obliterator just does work against red. It does work while like not doing any work. It just sits there. Sure thing. You're really going to do this, huh? See what you get. A lot of action. Alright, well. That's fine. You're going to be sacking 5 things here. It sucks, but... Oh, that sucks. Mono red, why you do this? So... no attacks. Oh, that was not a good attack. We'll take no damage. Kill that. This cost 3 to equip. All right, sounds good. This has been a pretty back and forth game. You can equip that all you want. Yep. Wow. Good game, Mono Red. We actually had a good back and forth game, and it wasn't one-sided really in any way. And ended up coming down to the wire. Yeah, that was just a... That was actually a... No, I did not hate that game versus Mono Red. It was... there's a lot of really good back and forth. And... I mean, that was like an 8-minute game against Mono Red. Usually, games against Mono Red are just going to be like 2 or 3 minutes. Either way, I mean, you're either winning or losing quickly against Mono Red. So, I wonder what the matchmaking is taking so long today. 1, 2, 3 game. Let's go. Well. There we go, finally. That was a very, very long matchmake. Almost a minute. It was like 49 seconds. Alright, Milky Way. They get to go first. I think it's going to depend on what we see from them on turn 1. But I don't hate this hand. It is kind of weak with creatures. But we do have a pretty fast clock with Dread Wanderer and Demonic Embrace. So I think... Yeah, I think we'll start off with the Dread Wanderer. Again, it's gonna depend on what they play first. But Dread Wanderer into this, yeah. Give this a shot. We just don't want to see a mountain. Of course. Of course, the one card we don't want to see. I still think it's correct to play that though on turn 1 especially against this deck. This Thoughtseize though is not going to be very friendly to us. All right, what do you got? Oh. Well, the old triple Embercleave draw. Yeah, so I think we're gonna pay 3 life here. It's just gonna be really hard for them to come back from this. 5 lifelink a turn, and then we're gonna have a backup Murderous Rider. Pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate throwing out the attack here. Even if they Embercleave us next turn, we are way, 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 way good. We're at 19, and you have out 2 Scorch Splitters, or Spitters, and 3 Embercleaves in your hand. That was very surprising to see whenever we thought seize them. Oh man, it feels so good to beat mono red. Oh, here it comes. They're gonna try to get clever. Oh, sure. I mean, the game is over now. Game. Good game. Oh, man. Mono red. All right, well, we have a guest here. Look, we have Jinx decided to pop up. She wanted to be a part of the video. So we're going to hopefully smash our opponents that much harder. But it's funny because she loves to sit here and just watch the screen and watch all the animations as they happen. So this is an interesting hand. If we draw a couple of land enablers or lands, this is good. So we're gonna try it. Maybe this gets shocked. Doesn't seem like they have shock. This might be a big red deck. Nope, it's definitely burn. Oh, perfect. The good thing about the Gifted Etherborn is it kills the giants if they decide just to throw out the giant because it has Death Touch. And we are A-okay with that. But what we really want to see is a untapped mana source here so we can play a Rotting Regisaur. So you just really want to light up the stage that bad? Oh, you want to skewer the critics. Okay. Okay. Well, have I got some news for you? All right, what crazy 4-drop do you have here? You don't have a 4. So I think what they're going to try to do is I think they're actually going to try to burn us. Even though they only have 3 cards in their hand, I think that's their plan. Or maybe they go like 3 damage, 3 damage. They just wanted us to discard a card. All right. This is really good for us because this is going to just leave them extremely empty-handed. It's going to be super hard for them to recover. So we're going to see a giant here. Oh no, we're going to see Hazoret. Interesting. So do they... Alright, let's do it. I think we want to race them. Hazoret is a really good card for them. I mean, they should be attacking. Not gonna block. This is gonna hurt. Okay, well, Thoughtseize is a dead card. So I want to put them in a position to where they decide to get in and attack, and then we block, and then they have to sacrifice a bunch of stuff, and then we bring our obliterator back with this rebirth. So I mean, because that's going to put them in a devastating position, unless they draw an Embercleave, and then we're just toast. Oh. Jinx, one of the other cats run away. Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do. I think they're gonna attack here. I think they're gonna attack and try to put them in a position. Oh, they're not. Okay. Well, we are now in almost a stalemate. So we attack. I actually don't hate attacking here. All right. Welcome to our Obliterator show. That's so good. Now sacrifice 5 things. I feel like now they're going to have to sacrifice 4 land and the Scorch Spitter. Yeah, that was not a good spot for you to be in. That was just... Oh, the crazy flip cards that nobody realizes exist. Oh, man. Alright, final boss time. Final boss. Let's do it. Let's hydrate. Let's do another hydration reminder. Just to get pumped for this. Oh, man. Pumped. I feel it. Alright, we're keeping this. We're keeping this. We're going to draw Swamp Song. Oh my god, mono red. Every deck is mono red. Alright. Yeah, let's draw out a removal spell. Draw out that shock. Do it to it. Alright, so we can't block, we take 1. You've done it. Oh, we take 3 because of haste. Alright. Cool. Yeah. Do it. What do you got? How much burn? Double block and burn them out? Obliterator is really good against red. What land is this? Oh, okay. Okay, light up the stage. Incoming? Or maybe skewer the critics? Yeah, they just wanted to enable skewer the critics. Gotcha, gotcha. That was a lot of burn you just wasted on that. Let's see what you have left. Oh, okay. Kinda hurt a little bit. If they go to strike our knight, we just pump it. was a great draw. Pumps our knight. Doesn't look like they have any instants. We're good against mono red. We have learned that in this video. So they have to block. And yeah, we could have killed and swung in. And I do regret doing that, but... Okay. Sure thing. Good game. They did draw just a slew of burn there at the end, just in a row. But it was not good. Not good enough. Alright, everybody. Welcome back to the wrap-up. This deck... rushed it. We went 6-1. We lost to elves. Again, elves is really hard to beat anyway, even if we weren't playing this deck and we were playing an actual just really good meta deck. Elves is just hard to beat sometimes, especially they have collected company. They have lords that just make all of their other creatures super big, and they go wider than you can go big usually. So, and then as they're going wide, they're also going big. So it's a hard matchup. We got not the best draw against them, but again, this is just this is a deck we're testing out. I'm actually really impressed with a lot of the synergies here. Really like discarding Skyclave Shades to Rotting Registars, recasting them later on in the game. Demonic Embrace is just one of those cards. It's really good. Not only does it give the whole +3/+1, but it gives a creature flying, and flying as an ability, just having that evasion, is really hard to deal with in some decks. And then being able to put that on a potential life linker, and being able to actually gain that life back. A Demonic Embrace on a Murderous Rider or a Gifted Aetherborn is just so oppressive to some decks. They just cannot overcome that. I mean, a Gifted Aetherborn is a 5/4 flying life linker on turn 3. And most decks, not even decks without removal, just most decks in general, that is just going to be such a fast clock. The game's going to usually be over by then. Rotting Regisar with Demonic Embrace on it, that's a 2-turn clock, so that's really good. And then again, being able to cast these lands, and I know that sounds weird, but having cards in your deck that can be land, or they can be actual spells that have utility and value to them, is very beneficial. I'm a huge fan of this ability. There have been so many people along, over the years that have been saying, the land system in Magic is 100% what is wrong with the game. And there are formats of Magic out there that actually do address this. There's a format called Mental Magic. There's different versions of DC 10. And I don't really want to go into an explanation on what those are. And then even I think the original World of Warcraft card game, not Hearthstone, but the original paper version of World of Warcraft, kind of addressed this as well. And what it did is you could play any card in your hand face down as a land card that potentially taps for any color mana. So that was, I think, how the World of Warcraft game kind of addressed it. That's how the Mental Magic game addresses that issue. But it's a good idea to have cards that could potentially double up for mana or spells, and it kind of helps clean up the draws. Yeah, there's a slight downside to some of the cards. Some of them are always going to come into play tapped. The ones that come into play untapped are going to deal 3 damage to you, and then if it's a land that is a land on both sides, they don't actually have a basic land type, so you can't search them out. So there's these subtle drawbacks to these lands that are dual faced, but I really feel like they actually did hit the mark correctly on a lot of these cards, because a lot of these cards just really aren't overpowered. Their abilities are actually pretty fair for what they do. So yeah, I'm really super impressed, especially in a time where they've just been getting so many things wrong with card power. These were the one thing that they hit right. So I feel like the person who designed these is probably not somebody who was involved with any of the Uro, Oko, Lotus Cobra reprinting shenanigans. So I don't know what those people were thinking, but I feel like the dual face land was actually a really good idea, and they actually hit it. In my opinion, they hit it head on pretty okay. So, all right. With that being said, again, thank you so much, everybody, for 5,000. I can't wait for 10,000. Please hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. Please let me know in the comments that you made it to the end of the video. And again, watch out for the giveaway. We're going to be announcing that soon in one of our upcoming videos. So hope that everybody gets to participate in that, because there is definitely a cool prize, hopefully up for grabs. Don't know what it is yet, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome, because our friends over at Nerd Holla are amazing. So, all right, with that being said, everybody please stay safe. We will see you next time. Remember, this channel would not exist without such amazing viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for interacting with the channel and helping grow the community. And a very big special thank you to the Patreons listed here for supporting the channel.